What's going on, guys? This is Hunky Donkey, and we're here for our sixth interview of the SGBL Season 3, and I guess like list of interviews that we'll be conducting as before the auction. With me is the owner of PMPL and certified diddler, Mr. Treyunt. How's it going, dude?
Hello, friends. How's it going?
So let's just get started with like some few basic questions.
Okay.
First of which is just like tell me about your history in draft leagues and team tours.
Yeah. Relating to draft, not team tours specifically. I remember the first experience I ever had with draft was watching the big YouTuber draft league, the UCL from way back in the day. That was hosted by, like, I'm pretty sure it was like the King Nappy, Shady Penguin, I think Pokey Aim, and a couple other big YouTubers were in it. And all of my friends and I, we thought it was so cool that we decided to do our own little one. And then I started to see them pop up all over, like, I think Reddit, Discord. I used to see like websites being made for them. And so I eventually started getting into it. And that was probably around early Gen 7 days. Played that for about 3 years and then took a break. And that was when I was in high school. I had a lot of free time, so I was playing way too much Draft League at that time. And I took a break for a while. I got really burnt out on it, had a lot of life stuff come up. And then I got back into Pokemon pretty hard whenever Gen 9 came out. And me and one of my best friends, Meso, which if you're in my server, you know Meso, we played a lot of like co-op Pokemon games together, and I eventually convinced him to do Draft. He liked it, so we started our own server. And I've kind of just went back in full swing with Draft. Now, as far as team tours go, the first team tour I ever played in was actually SGBL Season 1. I had always heard about team tours, but it was just something I wasn't really interested in because I was kind of just wanted to play by myself type of thing. But now that I've kind of started playing more team tours, and I've played quite a bit in the last 2.5 years since I came back to Draft, it's kind of all I'm really enjoying playing at the moment. But yeah, SGBL would have been my first one.
Okay, yeah, that's actually really interesting. So would you say that the team tour was how you got introduced to SGBL, or did you participate in anything?
No, I had played in SGBL previously. I can't remember what season it was. I think it was season 2 when they introduced their mid-tier. I ended up playing in that. I think I just barely missed out on playoffs. Wasn't playing my best draft games. But I had known Byram and Adem from another server that I used to run way back in the day that they were still in. That's how I met them. Found SGBL through Byram plugging SGBL in that server. And I just got to connect with Byram and Adem, mostly Byram. And, we talked a lot in DMs all the time because we were both starting up pretty new draft servers that were very similar in size, hosted a lot of the same formats, had a lot of the same regular members coming in and out of there. And so we kind of connected that way. And that's kind of how I got in touch with SGBL and a lot of those people.
Yeah, I mean, look, I only just playing being like the main guy adminning for season 6. I can tell being an owner is a lot of work. So,
it is a lot of work.
Yeah, man. I think you have even more members than SGBL, right? Like over
500. I think currently we do have more members, but we do have a lot of I wouldn't say dead members, but just a lot of people that kind of are just in there and never interacted. But I think SGBL definitely has more like recurring members and more like constant chatters than PMPL does.
Interesting. So what would you say is the hardest and most fun part about being a draft league owner of that size?
Yeah. So last season in our I believe it was season 5, we hosted 10 divisions, all of 16 coaches. So managing 160 people on a weekly basis was definitely it was kind of tough. Obviously, it wasn't individual 160 people because there were a couple of people that played in multiple divisions and stuff like that. But definitely the hardest thing is trying to keep up with everybody to make sure that they're scheduling on time because, I mean, I've been in people's situations before where you just forget to schedule or you just forget to reply or, stuff comes up and you miss your schedule, different things like that. Keeping up with that stuff, I would say, is definitely the most difficult. I would say my favorite part about it is just getting to watch all the games every Monday morning whenever I get up. I get to watch all the games and just update the doc. It's kind of just how I relax on my one day off. Just get to sit there and watch people play Draft League, which is something I enjoy. Get to see some cool new sets, see people complaining about hacks, all that kind of stuff. I just think it's fun, which obviously updating docs isn't something that most people enjoy, and I don't necessarily enjoy that part, but just getting to have unlimited draft content is what I enjoy about it.
Yeah, actually, speaking of draft content, how'd you get into the Wi-Fi scene? Because I know you did like a little bit of Wi-Fi in UNPL and like a few other things.
So I believe, if I remember correctly, I was a mod in John Jr.'s personal Draft League server. And there were a couple opportunities where I was trying to get into a couple different Wi-Fi leagues, and just nothing was working out because my name wasn't very prevalent in the Wi-Fi scene, especially like in that group of the Wi-Fi scene, you know, like all the people that play in like the BBR and all that kind of stuff. It was really hard for me to get my name out there because I was just never given a chance. It's kind of like how people always say, to get a job, you need job experience, but if you can't ever get your first job, you can't ever have job experience. It was always that kind of thing where I just really struggled to get my name out there, so people would be like, oh yeah, that's this Treyunt guy, he can play ball, so he needs to be in our league. And John Jr. eventually gave me an opportunity to play in the BBR Summer Scramble. I think it was 2 years ago. I didn't do so hot, but I did make content for it and people noticed it. And then I ended up getting into a couple other Wi-Fi leagues that were smaller, weren't even upload required, but I uploaded for them. Played in UNPL with Danny, Mac, and Dapper. That was pretty fun. And then I would say my biggest break was definitely getting into the BBRD League whenever I was on a bit of a hiatus from Wi-Fi at that point. And I ended up making quarterfinals, lost on a crit that would have, if it didn't happen, I would have made it to semis and maybe even finals. But yeah, I'm kind of on a hiatus from Wi-Fi right now just because it's a lot of work, you know, like doing the editing and the uploading. It takes a lot. So to anybody that does that regularly, mad respect to them.
Yeah, I mean, like being a Wi-Fi creator myself, at least like a small one, I can definitely tell you it's rough, like to do consistently. You gotta have a really good like work ethic to like keep on uploading, not just the games, but like team builders and editing. It's crazy. So, what would you say? Like, what formats are you interested to play in for SGBL?
I put in my application. I'm pretty much interested in playing any of them. I mean, obviously, some of them I have more experience in than others. I mean, Paldea decks and National decks; those are both like bread and butter for a majority of Draft League players. I've probably played it more than the average person just because I play a lot of leagues at one time. Rad Red, I would say I'm one of the better people to pick up for Rad Red just because I have a lot of experience in it. LC, I only have 2 or 3 leagues under my belt, but I've done a lot of mock work in other team tours with people. And so I think that I could hold my own there. And then Fusions, it's still a very new format to the entire community. And I feel like I don't have the most experience, but I have quite a bit of experience from, once again, the same as Little Cup, just mocking and helping draft in team tours and in regular drafts that a lot of people probably don't have. So I would say I'd be pretty much interested in playing any of them, but definitely the first 3. LC and Fusions would be backup if needed.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, LC and Fusions, I think, is the smallest like market.
Yeah, they're very niche formats. So
yeah, for sure. I think they're niche in different ways. LC is like an official format, but it's really skewed to like a certain play style, I think, which is like super offensive. Fusions is just like unique, started from SGBL, like the way, at least the type of fusions we do here, and then slowly being like perfected and whatever.
Right, and it's still being worked on to this day. We're still finding new things about it.
Exactly. What would you say your general playing style actually is in like draft?
You know, I feel like I have a pretty versatile play style. I feel like I can pick up any kind of team and play with it decently well. I used to play stall like way back in the day, back in the Gen 7 days, because stall was very prevalent back then. All the megas back then kind of liked to play stall, or at least the good megas. I was a big Mega Sableye kind of guy. But More recently, I would say I definitely play a lot of balance. HO is definitely not my favorite type of thing because when I'm in the builder, I always like to find defensive checks and then build off of those defensive checks. Like, how am I going to get a win con out of stopping something else, if that makes sense? Yeah, definitely balance or bulky offense are definitely my two play styles that I would prefer if I was drafting something by myself.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have like a specific go-to Pokemon you like to use, or just like general favorites in draft?
Anybody that knows me knows that Torntea is my favorite draft league Pokemon of all time. That
Okay.
Pokemon, it was allowed sometimes back in the day. Obviously, Gen 7 back then versus Gen 7 now, tiers are a lot different. But Torntea was occasionally banned. When it was allowed, I would always try to get it. And nowadays, I think since my return in Gen 9, I've easily drafted Torntea like over 30 times, maybe 40. It's literally just my favorite Pokemon because I love its versatility. And it just kind of fits my playstyle super well. Like I said, bulky offense, balance. It can be a defensive check to anything if it's got Terra on it. But yeah, definitely that. If I had to stay away from Torntea, I would say probably like Tentacruel. It's such like a niche mon, but like you can kind of just throw it on any draft and it just does well. But you have to be able to play around it well because it's also a very passive Pokemon at times.
Yeah, I mean, like looking at the competitive history of Torrenti, right? I don't know how it's like in Gen 5, but probably banned or like up there, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Gen 6, it's like maybe a late round 1 pick. Gen 7, it's like it can be used as a Captain in round 1 pick.
Like a mid round.
Gen 8, I think it's like a top 2 pick, right? Like between it and Garchomp, if I'm not mistaken. And Gen 9 and the early meta, I think Torrenti had a little bit of a fall off, and then they allowed Terra on it. It's like a top 3 pick usually.
Yeah, now it's very widely considered as top 5, depending on what's allowed to Terra.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Do you think Torrenti is more fun as a Z captain or as or with like Terra?
I think fun is a very different thing. I would say it's definitely better as a Terra captain. But if you're talking about like Gen 7 Torn with Z versus Gen 9 Torn with Terra, I think Gen 7 Torn, it's very one-dimensional just because like you don't have access to stealth to heavy-duty boots. So being weak to rocks means you don't have as many opportunities to be the annoying Torn team player that you want to be. So a lot of times you are running like nasty plotter bulk up, and then you're running your flying coverage, a coverage move, and then usually a Z move to hit whatever is resisting flying. But with Terra, it's a completely like different game, and it can be very hard for your opponent to predict what you want to do. If I had to pick which one's more fun, I would definitely say Gen 7, but which one's better, I would probably say Gen 9.
Okay, yeah, that's actually really interesting. I'm actually using Gen 7 Torn right now, and I like just new stuff with Supersonic Strike.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's like a good one for everyone.
Yeah.
To move itself.
Yeah, because you get like Z Icy Wind, Z Heat Wave, all that kind of stuff. You can Oko the Garchomps, Mega Scizors, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool. What would you say you would uniquely contribute, or like how would you sell yourself to a team, and what would you say separates yourself from other players?
I would say, and it's hard to like say this and be like 100% confident in it just because of like the timing of the tour. A lot of stuff going on. I'm currently in a couple other team tours that are taking up my time, but anything I play, I'm going to commit time to. But I can, like, being able to play in any different format means that I'm knowledgeable in any different format. So I'm always willing to help give advice or just give my opinion when it comes to drafting, prepping. I can do very quick builds and make decent mock teams. And so I think that's something that brings my value up just because I think a lot of people either just aren't interested in doing mocks because it can sometimes feel like a waste of time. A lot of people think that mocks are just pointless. And a lot of people say that they want to do mocks, but then whenever they actually get into it, they only do like one a week, if even that, and don't ever mock for their own games. But I think it's something I've been pretty consistent about in every tour that I've played. Playing in the PGP right now, making 6 mocks a week and playing about 10 to 15 mock games every week. It's been a lot, but it's something you just got to get used to if you're going to be good and valuable in team tours.
Oh damn! Was that while you were captain, or just like as?
Yeah, so I'm captaining PMPL and PGP right now. We're not doing super well. We've had some pretty unlucky games, but it's always just an experience. We're getting more draft experience, and we'll be ready for the season following. But yeah, mock is the name of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, speaking of captains, what would you say is a good attribute of like what are some good attributes for being captains, and what do you look for?
Yeah,
as a player.
So
and the captain.
Through my team tour experience, I've definitely had some captains where I wish that they did more, and some captains where not necessarily that they did too much, but I think they were doing too much of the wrong things. And so from my, because I've captained 4 tours now, and with my experience with other captains and then also myself and just like seeing other captains in public, like what they do, it's definitely just about like setting an example for your players. Like you can't ask players to try to prep within the first 3 days of the week so that way there's time to look over their pace if you're not going to do the same, or if you just ask them to do it and then you don't stay on them about it. I would say that's the big thing is, these people are human. They have lives, and so sometimes they forget. So it's your job as the captain to stay on them and keep punctual, and all that kind of stuff. And you need to be at the front running of how many mocks you're playing, how much help you're doing. And if you can't do that, then you probably just shouldn't be captaining.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a big time commitment, but if you're willing to be captain, that's something you just have to invest into. How do you know like any of the captains for this current team tour?
Let's see here. Let me look at the list of them real quick, just so I am remembering them all correctly. So when it comes to the list of captains, I've met a lot of them just throughout my time in draft. I've met quite a few of them within my own server. I would say the 2 I'm probably the closest with would be Wiki Will and then Steering. And then probably Big Pharma as well. But Wiki Will and Carolero, I've been in quite a few leagues with them together, and I co-captained with Will, and we drafted Carolero in Steering's Step into Madness team tour. Pretty close with Steering and Battle Jabs. Big Pharma and I go way back to whenever I had first come back to draft. We were in the same league. It was his first draft, I believe, him and Dialpo. I wasn't as close with Dialpo, but Big Pharma and I helped him a lot in prep early on. Most of the other captains, I don't have too much experience with. Mr. Tim and Gran, I've been in one division with them before, and then they both played in my server last season. And let's see here. As far as you and Rylan go, I've had a couple experiences with you. I think we played once in UMPL, and then we've just talked in DMs. And Rylan, I only ever played him twice in one season, and he rocked me both times. I think he ended up winning the finals that season, if I remember correctly. It was in Ducky's league, the season 1 of that league. Yeah. Other than that, a couple of the other captains not super familiar with, but if they choose to draft me, then I'd be excited to get to know them.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, it seems like you're tight with like a lot of captains, and I think that's like something that's really important. Team chemistry over like, not saying your ass or anything, but I think like if team chemistry is definitely like more attractive as a applicant player to captains than skill. It's not like you're bad at the game either, right? That's like a good like side bonus of being at least decent to good to great.
Yeah.
At the game. What do you have any hobbies outside of Pokemon?
Yeah, so I mean, I would say I don't think this really counts as a hobby, but I work quite a lot. Outside of that, my wife and I like to spend a lot of free time together. A lot of people always ask me how I'm able to do so much or do so many draft leagues at the same time, and it's because my wife and I have kind of agreed that we try to save as much money as possible. We don't go out and spend money as often, so that way we can take bigger trips more often than the average people. So we usually just end up doing things like going on walks, making cheap dinners. We play a lot of basketball. I was big on basketball whenever I was in high school, had college scholarships, all that kind of stuff. So very big into basketball. Other than that, not really. No. Work takes up a lot of my free time, and then whenever I'm not working, it's either spending time with my family and my pets, or I'm captaining team tours.
Okay, gotcha. I'm assuming like if you like basketball, you follow like NBA
Oh
stuff.
yes,
Right?
yes, I'm a big NBA fan.
You got a like specific team in mind?
Yeah, I've been a fan of the Lakers for about 20 years now.
Oh,
Pretty close to
interesting.
it. Yes.
Yeah, man. I saw Luca with like. I mean, I know like every year there's like rumors of him getting healthy and he and
Hmm.
everything, but I know he like got a cover of Men's Magazine or something recently. So
Yeah.
maybe like
He's on like a cover of Men's Health magazine. He looks really fit. So
yeah.
I'm excited to see how he plays. Which obviously half of his play style, if you watch him play, is that he likes to big body, lower or a smaller defender. So I don't know how well he'll be able to do that because he's not pushing around as much weight. But we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see how the Lakers do this season. I'm like a Knicks guy living near
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden. Um, our team is looking like because the Celtics, Jason Tatum and Pacers,
Celtics are out. Pacers are
yeah,
out.
these are out. Yeah,
The
how do you
Bucks
guys
still
do?
suck.
Bucks suck. I think it's definitely like Cleveland's like definitely that top spot, but Knicks are probably gonna be like second.
I think I'd give it to I think Magic are my front runner right now.
Yeah, I'm
I
like
really
thinking
like the
Magic
Magic.
and I like the Magic and the Hawks a lot right
Yeah.
now too.
Yeah, the Hawks. If Treyunt can be consistent, then I think the Hawks look good. But I don't
I
know. I really liked the Magic last year, and I think Paolo's just gonna get even better. And then you add Desmond Bain, and I love Desmond Bain.
Oh, dude, that Desmond Bain trade
So
was like really good for them.
yeah, Desmond Bain. I think if I remember correctly, I remember reading something about it last year that Desmond Bain was like the third highest average scorer versus the Lakers, which is just crazy to think about. He just torches the Lakers. So maybe I might be biased because every time I watch Desmond Bain play, the dude averages like 35. But he's definitely a really good player.
What's your So I'm assuming like who do you think is better as like as a basketball head? I always ask this to people.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe or Duncan? Who do you got?
Kobe or Tim Duncan? That's
Yeah,
one you don't really talk about too often because they're both like outside of that like top five a lot of times.
exactly.
Um, I feel like I have to go with Kobe Bryant. Obviously, trying to keep bias aside, which it's hard whenever you watched Kobe for like 15 years of your life. But like, I would say for me, I think Kobe was just a better individual player. Tim Duncan, I don't want to call him a system player, but I feel like if he was playing in other players' shoes where he didn't have the best coach of all time and like an absolutely stacked supporting cast around him with great six men, great point guards, great backup centers, great defenders. I feel like he would still definitely be like top 15 all time, but I don't think he would have 5 championships. I don't think he'd have a depoy, all that kind of stuff. I think Kobe, no matter where you put him, I think he was going to thrive well considering he was carrying um, teams of players that were probably as good as me into the playoffs.
I mean, like I'm a Duncan Glazer, so obviously I'm gonna be like a little bit biased. I think
Yeah.
like Kobe's a little underrated. Just like I would think I mean I don't have as much ball knowledge as like Frank or you or
Yeah.
anything, so I could be wrong. But like I don't know the way like it's just like from like the games I see, it's either his way or the highway. There's no opportunity for like the other guys to actually like
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. That definitely did happen sometimes.
more like most of the time the mop up the bag or whatever. But yeah, man, the Lakers are like looking really interesting next year.
Yeah, I'm
Really, what
excited to see how
happened?
they play.
Dude, I wonder if LeBron's gonna like stay low key.
I think he'll stay. I mean, his second oldest son will be in college this coming year, so if he just plays for another 2 seasons, then he'll have played with 2 of the 3 of his children, which I think is something he wants to do. I just think
That's
that, yeah, like that, it's just unheard of. Like no one's ever going to do that for the rest of the time unless they're having a kid at like 16 years old.
man, making the second All NBA team at like 40,
At
41
40,
is insane.
yeah.
Only LeBron can do that. All right. So right now, I'm just gonna ask you like a few lightning round questions. Take as
Okay.
much time as you want to answer them, and yeah, we'll be done with this interview. Ready?
Okay.
All right. Favorite mascot Pokemon?
Mass Sylveon.
Zillion. Okay. Favorite food?
Um, barbecue chicken pizza.
Ooh, okay, that's a good one. I'm more of a buffalo chicken guy, but like I'm a buffalo chicken pizza guy, but
Mm.
barbecue chicken is up there. Favorite generation?
Gen 4, just because it's what I grew up on.
Mm,
But if I had to pick a favorite as far as like the most well made, I would definitely say probably 5 or 7.
or seven. Okay. Favorite starter?
Favorite starter, Greninja or Froakie. I have it tattooed on my leg.
Oh, dude, that's fucking sick. I would definitely have one for an ape.
Infernape.
If I
Yeah,
had to get
he's
a Pokemon tattoo, so cool. I think you said it before, but is this Mega Sableye your favorite mecha, or do you have anything else?
gosh, there's so many to choose from. I would say my favorite mega, if I had to pick design wise, it would probably Metagross. I just think like the concept of him is so cool, and I know it's a very simple change. Now, my favorite mega draft league wise is probably Lopunny.
Hmm.
I'm a big
Um,
Lopunny fan. You just got to be able to play around the Rocky helmets.
yeah, I mean, you could just knock them off and like
Yeah,
put another guy in your son.
yeah, you got to draft around it well, or else it's going to be terrible.
It's so good at what it does, though. It's like
Mm-hmm.
speed facilitator.
It truly is.
Favorite regional form?
Favorite regional form, Muckalola.
Yeah, I like the colors of
Yeah.
Mukaloa. Go on. Favorite video game?
Favorite what?
Video game.
Video game. Probably
Outside of Pokemon.
Dungeon Defenders.
That's oh,
Real
okay.
ball knowers know.
I'm not about nowhere. It sounds familiar, but
It's such a good game.
is it like a roguelike or is it like an MMO?
It's like a tower defense game.
Okay, okay. Interesting. I might like have to check that out after this
It's
interview.
incredible.
Favorite Pokemon move?
Favorite Pokemon move?
Mhm.
Encore.
Oh, brother. Definitely.
Such a good move.
It's
So
gotten to a
versatile.
point like with my Wi-Fi friends always bring mental hurt against me because I
Yeah.
will be clicking Encore, dog. I
I've been
promise you.
using it a lot in doubles drafts recently with Encore and Disable on the same mon. Just like because a lot of times in doubles, some people will only run like 1 or 2 offensive moves on something. If you can disable that or encore them into that, you get like free setup, free damage. It's just so fun.
It's so fun. All right, last question, the most
Okay.
important question. Life on the line. Just purely Pokemon and not like the owners.
Okay.
Who's your favorite, Sfeel or Gibble?
Just favorite, or is there like they fighting, or
No,
is it like who can eat the most hot dogs in 60 seconds?
like which Pokemon do you like more, Sfeel or
Which
Gibble?
Pokemon do I like more?
Yeah,
Um, I don't want to say, but I'm gonna say Gibble.
Gibble. All right, that
I
makes
feel like Gibble was always prevalent, but Spiel was never very well known to me until I met Adem. So
All right, that makes the score 3-3 actually. You tied it off. Everyone
really,
today I interviewed for Gibble, which is interesting.
must just
Yeah,
be the time of the week.
must be. All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of this interview. Thank you, Treyunt, for joining me, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later with more stuff on the way soon.
Thank
Peace.
you.